So, I just recently got myself a JDM Subaru Forester XT, and now it's time to start upgrading it. And the first thing going is the head unit, because the current one only speaks Japanese, and well, I don't, so it gotta go. And this is gonna be the new head unit. It's the Kenwood DMX9720XDS. Who cares about the obnoxious name, because this is the best head unit on the market at the moment, or at least I hope it is, because it was damn expensive, so it better be the best. But let's begin by doing a quick unboxing. Alright, so here we have the... what are these? And then we have... what is this? I believe this is for the GPS thing on the radio. And then here just the USB cable, and here, this is the microphone. And then here what do we have? I believe this goes to the back of the screen on the head unit, so it covers up the mounting bracket, stuff like that. Seems to be some mounting hardware, and then more brackets. Can we get this out? Let's pick this out of here. So the screen is gonna mount here, and then you can put, I believe, an SD card here. What is behind door number 1? Oh, it's just a cover plate. Okay, no SD card here. My bad. What about here? Okay, the same. Right, and on the back we have all of the camera feed cables, video out, rear view camera, etc, etc. And then this is the car antenna cable. This is the USB cable. If you do wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you will hook this up with the extension cable. And then here we have all of the speaker connectors, and this is the, I believe, the harness that was in there, comes here. This, I'm not even sure what this is. Then your dash cam connection for the Kenwood dash cam, some DAB thing, not sure. I will be able to take advantage of this. Then a HDMI connection there. GPS goes there, and remote in, not sure what that does. Microphone, and AV out as well, and AV in audio there. Right, so that's the head unit base. Opens like this, and then this. Oof. Nice. It's nice. And this is the reason why I paid almost $1,000 for this. A freaking volume knob. I don't understand why more units don't have a physical volume knob. Like, all of the cheapest crap has a volume knob, and then these most high-end, most expensive ones have this. But the mid-range, no. It's always those goddamn touch controls, or the smallest little fucking button to adjust the volume. Like, you can't hit that at all, ever. It's annoying. This will be a huge upgrade. So yeah, let's head out to the car. Right, so I used to rock this iPad setup, which you can see that it looks phenomenal. Like, it looks OEM. It looks like it belongs here. But the only problem is that the navigation just completely sucks ass on this one. I don't know why, but like, it would give you directions for the first like 500 meters, and then the last 500 meters. In the middle, it would just freeze. So it was completely useless. So I ended up using my phone more than this setup. And if you're wondering, I just have these magnet mounts here that hold it in place. But before we start, let's disconnect the battery. Now we have the battery disconnected, so we can start ripping this out. So first you have to remove this trim piece, and then you can get instant access to the radio. The easiest way I found is to just put these trim removal pieces here on the top. Last time I did this, it wasn't below 0, so it was easier. But it seems to be rather easy anyway. Just pry from the top. It'll work. I've seen videos where people like jam knives on the bottom edge, but it just explodes on you and probably will break everything. So just be gentle, start from the top and move down, just like this. Like so. One trim piece removed. And now we have instant access to the radio screws here. So let's remove those next. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, yes, I am doing this outside during winter on my parking lot. So yeah, it's kind of cold, but not too bad. Oh, and also this is the first time I'm doing any like installation to any car, so this is gonna be a journey that I hope will be a fun journey and not a road to misery. Right, so now we have the screws off, so the head unit should just slide out. Can we? Oh yeah. I believe this is a ground plug, but god damn, is it ever short cable. Like, I wouldn't mind if it was slightly longer. Come on, let go. God damn it. There we go. Jesus. So now we get this nice pile of wires. So, what is this? Is this the rear? Oh, yeah, it is. The old rear view camera. I do have a new rear view camera that will just plug in directly to these, like, these RCA video cables. Are these labeled? Because if not, I don't know how I'm going to figure those out. Did I break it? No? Okay, good. The cold weather does not help prevent this from snapping off. There we go. Oh, that was power. Okay. What are these? There are these Alpine tweeters. Are those these? Oh god, this might be more difficult than I expected. Fuck my life. How do I know what the fuck are these? And these are numbered. Does it matter? Oh god. Right. These don't look OEM. I start to feel like this is not a one-day job. So, mistakes were made. Mainly that I did not do enough research beforehand before attempting to install the head unit. But now, it's a week later and I'm a lot wiser and I've done my research, hopefully enough, and I also have the correct wire that will allow me to connect from the car to the head unit. So now the installation should be possible to begin with. Let's go over the harness real quick. So this end goes to the car and this end connects to the head unit's wiring harness, like so. And then this connector connects to this little box, which should enable steering wheel controls, which I didn't have previously. So it goes here. And then from this box, we'll need to connect this little wire like this. And then this one will connect to the head unit's steering wheel remote input wire, like this. Although I still need to change the connector here because I don't have this kind of barrel plug or whatever this is. Right, so I just got connected this steering wheel input wire to the actual module that will send the signals to the wire. And I still need to add some electrical tape around this since these are non-insulated connectors. And about the other wires that are not connected to the actual harness, we have the parking switch sensor wire here, which I hope it's enough to just ground this somewhere to the car and it won't complain about the wire not being connected. Then we have the reverse wire right here. The old head unit had a reverse activated backup camera, so I'm hoping that one of the wires there will be able to just connect here and we'll get this working. Then we have the smooth wire, which I have no idea where this would be connected. I hope we will not need that one. Then we have the power control wire, which will just go to the subwoofer amp. And then we have these cam plus and cam minus wires. These are apparently for some Kenwood dash cam or other camera accessory, which will get its power from here. Finally, we have this speed sensor wire. I really hope I don't have to connect, because apparently the wireless Apple CarPlay won't work if this is not connected. But then I also saw comments that told that, hey, after updating the head unit firmware, this wasn't needed anymore. So I guess we're just going to find out if this is needed or not. Let's go to the car. Right, so here's the situation now at the car. I have removed the old harness and I have the new one here. And here are the current wires that are coming out of the dashboard. So, well, this is obvious. It's the old rear view camera, which I will be able to use, hopefully, because I have an adapter for the Alpine camera that adapted to the AV video connector that goes to the new head unit. So this is a self-explanatory. And these ones, these motherfuckers, these were a bit mysterious, but it turns out at least these four are for TV antennas. And the old head unit could tune into TV channels in Japan, but not here where I live, so I'm just gonna leave them hanging around there. And this one might be for the GPS antenna. There seems to be 1 and 2 modules that look like GPS antennas, so I might try to reuse this one. If it doesn't work, I'll just put in the new one that comes with the new head unit. So that's those wires. Then we have the subwoofer RCA cables, and then where did it go? Here we have the subwoofer amp cable, and then we have the antenna cable, and then here are the mysterious ones. I did label this, but well, you see what it says. I have no idea where this goes. It looks like an illumination cable, but it came off of the old head unit and just goes somewhere. I don't know where, it just goes somewhere. And it was not terminated like this, so I had to snip it to be able to remove the old wire harness. So I'm suspecting that it could be the reverse wire, not sure. We'll have to debug that more later, but we should be able to get the head unit working without having this connected, so it's fine. And then this green one, on the old head unit, this was connected to the speed sensor or the speed wire. So I hope I might be able to use this for the new head unit if it's required. Although I'm gonna leave it out now because the head unit might not require the speed sensor signal, but we'll see. I'll try to add it if it's required. And these wires, well, they turned out to be those tweeters. So they were spliced into the old harness for the front speakers, but I don't really want to do that for the new one, and I listen to very bass heavy music anyway, so I don't think I'm gonna be missing a lot if I don't connect these, so they're gonna be just stored somewhere deep in there. And then finally we have the old microphone cable. It's there. I might want to relocate it at some point because it's kind of blocking the temperature gauge, which this is Subaru, so I might want to see the temperature gauge. So anyway, let's install the new harness. I really hope you can see something. This turned out to be a really dark day, so I'm sorry about that. Let's see, which way does this go on? This way, I believe. Like, yes, clicked into place, and then we have this is connected, this is connected, this is connected, and then this is connected. This will go to the head unit, amp power, which should just plug in here, like so. And the next thing should be to just pull out the new head unit and just install it. Or actually, we do have to connect this parking brake wire. I hope it's enough to just ground this wire and it will be happy, hopefully. I also have to find a grounding point for this. Like, this should be the body of the car, which is always ground. But how do I connect it? Like, there's not an obvious place to bolt it in. I guess I could just use the ground wire that goes to the actual head unit. Maybe I'll just use that. Right, so I just installed the mounting brackets to the head unit, and I ended up wiring the parking brake wire to the side of the bracket, because here goes a ground wire, so this whole bracket should be grounded, right? Please let me know if I'm doing something horribly wrong. Again, this is my first time doing anything like this. So, I guess next we just need to connect all the remaining wires here. Let's begin with this, maybe. There. I'm gonna leave dangerously and leave out the USB connection because I'm counting on the wireless Apple CarPlay to work. So let's hope for the best. And I hope I don't have to connect this. But if I do, well, that's a problem for future me. Don't have anything to connect to this yet, although I don't have a camera either that works, so problem for future me as well. This is mic. Let's just connect the old mic there. Antenna goes there, I guess. That's fine. And now, which one was sub? And red. Oh yeah, the GPS. Does this look like it's gonna fit here? Yes. And now we just need to gently push everything in. The microphone wire is still hanging out. Oh yeah, I also need to connect the damn ground wire. I would really appreciate if this was slightly fucking longer. Oh, thank God. Is this gonna fit? Seems like we have some clearance issues. Go down, would you? Oh my God. It's kind of into place. This is a miracle. Now I just need to screw it in place. And everything is gonna work, right? Right? Everything's gonna work. First go. No problems. And yeah, I'm leaving the trim piece off for now. Out of here, before, like, I'm gonna install the screen, test it out, take the screen off, and then put the trim piece back on. Although, I'm gonna test fit it, because I don't know if it's going to fit around this, so let's test that. It looks like it's gonna fit. Cool. Awesome. Alright, I changed my mind. I will be installing this now because if I need to take this off again, it's gonna be like about the same amount of work to also take this off. If I need to take this and the screen off, so it's going in. So now installing the screen here, I have the screen here and I have instructions here, and I really hope I don't have to adjust the screen in and out, because that would mean that I have to take out the whole unit again to adjust that. But I want it to be all the way in, as far as it can go, and I hope that is the position it's in, and it looks to be there right now. So I guess we are starting with the screen. So I don't need this at all. So all I need to do is just put those down. Okay. Well, that could have been a bit more clear. Skip this if you don't need to pull it forward. Let's move on. I need to do this. That's the only thing I need to do. Let's see. I hope you can see something as well. I'm sorry if you can't. Okay, so it's finally in place. Those screws were damn difficult to install. So let's do the big reveal. Oh, I already have fingerprints on it. Let's try to turn it right like that. Okay, it's kind of blocking the air vents, but I still need to... There is room to raise it up. I need to do that still, but there should be enough for me to test whether it works or not. So let's do that. Alright, moment of truth. The battery is connected. Let's see, do we get any power? Oh yes, we have power at least. Can we... Okay, cool. Oh no, you don't need to turn on. Let's do like American English, that's fine. Helsinki time zone, illumination color. I just want... Is this white? It's close enough white. I'm colorblind, I don't know. Finish. Okay. Agree. So at least it works. We have power. But, let's see. That doesn't adjust anything. Alright. What does this do? Hey! Alright. If I just connect Bluetooth, do I press here? Bluetooth on device name, add. Alright, here it is, DMX9720XDS. Yes. Use CarPlay. Yes. What do this? Oh, sweet. Hey. Right. The music just kicked in. Okay. It works. Sweet. Right. I hope that doesn't get me copyright striked immediately. Cool. This is so cool. It works. So it's been a few weeks that I've been using this new head unit, and it's been an amazing experience so far. Like, for example, wireless Apple CarPlay. It's life-changing, man. It's amazing. You just jump into the car, it connects, and off you go. It's so easy. You don't have to fumble around with anything. It just jump in and go. Couldn't be any easier. Like 5 out of 5, super happy with that. Like I barely use any other features of the radio besides the Apple CarPlay. It has everything you need. Also, the volume knob, like man, I'm loving this. This is amazing. I've seen some people say that this is too sensitive to your like adjustments, but I haven't found it to be true. Like it's fine. It's usually exactly what I want it to be. The radio does offer a ton of like audio tuning settings, but as you can see, this is quite heavy on the adjustability, like the amount of settings you have. Like I'm just probably gonna make things worse if I start messing around in here. So maybe in the future I'll learn how to actually tune everything, like tune the speakers so stuff would sound better instead of worse if I touch anything. Also, side note, now I have the steering wheel controls working, which is amazing. As you can see, I can adjust the volume here from here, and this is due to the steering wheel input module adapter that I installed into the wiring harness. And yeah, I mean, it's working fine. Finally have all the buttons to myself. Now there are also a few gripes that I have with this radio, mainly the buttons on the front. Like they sound and feel a little cheap, especially this volume knob pressing. Like listen, it's nice and tactile, but it's like hollow and cheap feeling. Like I would have expected a little bit better feel from these buttons for almost $1,000. So yeah, it's not a deal breaker, but something that could be better. And also one issue that I had with this radio was that when I switched from the Apple CarPlay to the radio stations, I'm not gonna do it now, but when I switched there, the radio works, no problems, but after that I couldn't switch the audio source back to the Apple CarPlay. Like no matter what I did, I even turned off the car and all the power, and still the audio would stay in the radio and not from the Apple CarPlay. And I don't know what I did. I just kept fumbling around the radio, and at some point it just automatically switched back. I don't know what happened, but I think I will be staying on the Apple CarPlay side rather than listening to radio ever on this one. It might be just my own unit, but that's my experience. There are also a few things that I did to this radio after the installation you saw in the previous clip. For example, I did lift up the screen so it doesn't block the AC vents. I also connected the mystery cables that were hanging around in the dashboard, and they turned out to be the reverse signal and the speed sensor signal, or whatever you call that. And after I connected them, they worked fine. So now I have the reverse signal, and the head unit does not complain about the speed sensor missing. But before connecting the speed sensor wire, the head unit did prompt me and said, hey, the speed sensor wire seems to be missing. The navigation might not work as expected while it's missing. And you could just dismiss it and it did not bother you anymore after that. And also the navigation seemed to work fine as well. So I guess the speed sensor wire is not absolutely mandatory, but now it's connected, so I don't have to worry about it. I also installed the backup camera adapter that adapts the Alpine connector to output to the RCA video cable that connects to the head unit. So now I have a reverse camera, which is nice, and all I had to do was to pull the power from the fuse box here to the adapter, and that was it. Overall, this has been an amazing head unit, as you would expect for the price. So if you have been considering getting one, I would highly recommend you get it. You won't regret it. And that's everything for this video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. See you in the next one. Bye bye.